Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Friday. Hashtag my global family. This is Drea Beta, coyote walking in this world, real life, a Sletta Popo superhero, proud two-spirited indigenous warrior. Family, I'm so excited for the weekend. Does anyone else need a break? Raise your hand. Give me a like, give me a share if you need a break this weekend. I'm just saying, family. Whew, there has been a lot on our plates. And this is your daily reminder, family, that if everything is not okay right now, it's not you. It's COVID, it's capitalism, it's white supremacy, the fact that U.S. empire was built on the theft of indigenous lands, the enslavement of black and brown bodies, the exploitation of poor whites, the exploitation of Asian immigrants to create railroads and infrastructure. Let's be honest, family. We were built as an empire. And modernity, right? Modernity did not take any of that away. I'm always saying, family, I still live in the Wild Wild West. How are you doing? How are you doing, family? It's Friday. Oh my gosh, I'm an hour late. Okay, fine. I'm like 2 hours late. I need to make my schedule work for me, family. That is one of my biggest challenges, right? We always feel like, oh, there's going to be a magic schedule. There's going to be something that, it's going to make everything perfect. Well, guess what, family? There's no such thing as perfection. What we can do is trial and error and figure out what works for us. So I'm not a morning person. And for the last 2 weeks, I've been getting up, trying to get up at 5:30. I was successful last week. This week I was 60% successful. I didn't get up at 5:30, but I got up somewhere between 5:45 and 6:20. So I've still been getting up earlier than this coyote normally does. Seriously, family, I'm nocturnal, so I will work from 10 p.m. to like 2 a.m. normally, and that's totally fine. The problem with that is that I wouldn't wake up until 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd work all day, lift, work out, go to training for jiu-jitsu. But I never saw my partner because we were two ships passing each other. It was horrible. I had 2 weeks without seeing him during the week, and I almost figuratively died, family. I am a very affectionate person, and so I need my partner. I need cuddles. I need love. When we sit on the couch, we're touching. My legs are draped around him. He has his arm around me. I need a lot of love, family. So when I didn't get any cuddles or, dinners or anything for 2 weeks, I was like, nope, I gotta make a change. So I tried it. I tried waking up early. The compromise, family, is that I will never be 5:30 a.m. But you know what? I think I can make 6 o'clock work. And if I can make 6 o'clock work, I think that means that yoga could be at 7. So instead of trying, yoga at 6:30s and then I've moved to 6:45, we're just gonna try yoga at 7, family. In addition to that, I had a lot of emotional energy I had to unpack this week. Do you guys have a lot of emotional energy? You're burning a lot of energy, right? You work, right? You have that's your professional life, right? Who you are as adulting. And you also have your family life, right? Are you a parent, a grandparent, a partner? Are you taking care of kiddos or grandkids? That takes a lot out of you, right? And then if you're lucky, you're privileged enough to, work on your body, maybe work out. Family, I'm telling you, I have kept off 110 pounds since 2017. I was dying at 35, family. And at 41, I'm a real life Slutto Popo superhero. So I'm just saying, family, what can't we do? I'll be honest though, a lot of that has to do with the intersections of privilege. Right? Class has a lot to do with your life circumstances in the United States. Statistics and sociology shows that if you're born middle class, you're more likely to stay middle class. If you're born working poor, you're more likely to stay there, you're born rich, etc. But what does that mean, family? That means that the myth of meritocracy, this idea of bootstrapping that you can pull yourself up, is not reality for the vast majority of Americans. So, if we are stuck in our classes, then what can we do to create a revolution and change to help us? I'm just saying, family, I'm tired about being ruled by an oligarchy. It's time we start making decisions that are critical for our own survival. Yep, I'm still mad. I'm still mad, family. Someone this week denigrated my work, said it wasn't legitimate, said who was I and how egotistical it would be for me to believe that I could contribute to CRT. Well, family, that person does not know CRT, and I've already been influencing as a mentor for the UJIMA, which is the Critical Race Studies in Education Association. I have been published in Tribal Crit. I have had 7 years of research. I've taught in higher education for 10 and K-12 for 4. I've been a community organizer for 15 years. I'll be damned if anyone tells me that my lived experiences are anecdotal or if I don't have a voice that will contribute to CRT. Too late, buddy. Already been doing it. Already been doing it. And I need no one's stamp of approval, family. I need no one's stamp of approval. I know my work. I know my dissertation. I know my theories. I know my own value. And that's what I'm trying to get at, family. As a person with disabilities, because I have PTSD, crippling panic attacks, and I'm a survivor of rape and molestation as a ramification of Indian boarding schools as a child. I also faced police brutality in 2008, and that's how I got PTSD. A bad cop wanted to show me he was boss and arrested me for asking for his name and badge number. I always joke, I got PTSD 2,500, my lawyers got paid, and he lost his job. But why do we live in a society where a cop has that much power over us? That they can, for no reason other than he was having a bad day, take away my freedom. In addition, family, in 2018, I took out a white male academic predator who was sleeping with his students and using my parties and events of academic, we had guest speakers from all over the nation, family, came through this coyote's house. We hosted him at the University of New Mexico through the College of Education, and now it's called Education and Health Sciences. But yeah, this coyote has done amazing things. We took him out, family. He's no longer there to hurt any other students. But since then, I've taken on case after case, 10 in total for CEEO in different states for different students. Academia and higher education is a violent and terrifying place for many of us who are marginalized. If you are queer, LGBTQ, if you are Muslim, if you're an indigenous person, if you're a Black person, if you're a Hispanic person, if you are a poor white, let's be honest, academia is constantly being shoved down our throats that it's not a place for us, especially if you're a person with disability. My new amazing writing partner, because I specialize in the creation of white allies, family. Now the new literature is co-conspirators. But we're working on the invisibility of disability, right? Both of us have disabilities that are mostly invisible to the world, and the specific traumas and violences that we have to overcome, specifically in higher education, because we're seen as, well, you just do this, that, or the other. Well, the argument being the humanizing, critical way of looking at it is that I cannot be measured by normal standards. And to do so is dehumanizing to me as an indigenous person, as a person with disabilities. And that is significant. And that is something that is being ignored over and over and over again in higher education. I love you, family. This is like my doctoral project. You guys know that. This is part of my doctoral research project as a critical race, whiteness, intersectional scholar. I've been making videos for 2.5 years now, family, documenting my daily life, what it's like to have PTSD, what it's like to have panic attacks, but how I can still go out in the world and be super and get $187,000 in resources and funding for my students. I have been a leader in 48 different positions in the last 6 years, family, had 52 conference presentations, proving that I'm a powerhouse in my field. But I also get panic attacks, end up throwing up, and get stuck in my room for 3 days. So I'm just saying, family, we walk through this world in different ways, but all of them are beautiful and important. All right, family. That's enough from this coyote. Let's go ahead and do our yoga. Today is Friday, and don't forget, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do chair yoga for our elders. So let's get started. I'm excited. I need to get back to yoga, family. I am not as flexible as I used to be because I haven't been practicing every single day. So don't forget, a little bit, as Adrian will say, goes a long way. Putting my glasses back on, family. I can't see.
All right, my friends. Thank you for choosing this practice. Let's begin. Sit up nice and tall. You want to get to where your feet are firmly planted on the floor, so your whole foot's on the ground. And if that's not happening for you, then you can bring some pillows or some blankets, or just find something, get creative to bring the earth up to your feet. So you can pause the video and do that. And then if you're leaning back in your chair, go ahead and sit up tall. We'll start to just slowly activate the muscles that help us find length up through the spine. So inhale, lengthen through the crown. Imagine a little marionette string just pulling you up from the crown. And let your hands just rest gently wherever is natural, on the knees, on the thighs. And inhale deeply as you lift your heart. And then exhale, relax the shoulders down your back body. So you're just bringing more awareness and more integrity into the body, but specifically to this line of the spine, right? This plumb line, this center channel. There's all of these meridians of energy, or in yoga we call them the nadis. Not naughty, but naughty. And they run through the spine, right? Sometimes we refer to the major points as chakras, but whatever you want to rock in your mind and in your body, we're just going to take some time to breathe, to slow it down and find mobility in a way that's soft and gentle, but also really supportive and beneficial. So when you're ready, we'll start with the soles of the feet. Lift the toes, press all four corners of the feet down, then lower the toes. Lift the toes and lower the toes. Lift the toes and lower the toes. And one more time, lift the toes, spread the toes and release. Great. Lift the heels one at a time. And then feel that tone, that engagement of the quad. Lift the heels, keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Lift your heart. Open your mind to a new experience. And then lower the heels. Here we go. Inhale, lift the heels.
Sorry, family.
Exhale, lower.
Smokers.
Good. Inhale, lift the heels. Sit up nice and tall and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, lower. Awesome. Inhale, extend right leg out just as much as you can. So you don't have to come the full extension unless it goes there, then great. But just bring it up as much as you can. We're engaging our muscles here. So draw the navel in and up a bit. And you're just going to spread the toes here, flex the foot, and then point the foot. Flex and point. It's all connected. One moving part. Flex and point. Flex and point. Two more times. Flex and point. Flex, sit up nice and tall and point. And now here we go. Rotating big circles here as you bring it down. One way and then the other. Cool. Other side. Extend the left leg out. So find your extension today. Engage muscles of the core to support the back. Sit up nice and tall. Here we go. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. One more time. Flex and point. And then rotating circles as you bring it down. Rotate the ankle one way and then the other. And then your foot comes down to the ground. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Interlace the fingertips. You're going to grab the right knee and slowly squeeze and lift. So imagine that femur bone. We're kind of squeezing everything in. You can use the chair to ground down and then lift up here. So we're not here, but we're doing our best to lift up through the armpit chest and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay, so everyone's will be a little bit different here. If you can't quite squeeze, you can bring a little towel, like a dish towel even, to be extensions of your arms here and hold it here. Squeeze. Then one more breath here, squeezing and lifting. And then take that right shin and you're going to cross it over the top of the left thigh. Then flex your right foot here. Bring your left hand to the outer edge of your right foot if you can, and then bring your right hand to the top of your right thigh, and we create this figure 4 here, and then sit up nice and tall. Now, if you want to deepen this and you're practicing with me and you want a little more, you can bring it to the elbow crease here and lift the leg up, okay? But there's really no need to push it. Great. One more breath. Fabulous. We're going to come back to the squeeze. So interlace the fingertips around your right knee, squeeze. Then we're going to slowly extend the right leg out long. So you're going to slide your hands now to the backs, to the hamstring, to the back of the leg, and extend it out super long, 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 and then bring it all the way down. Fabulous. Other side, interlace. Here we go. Left knee squeezes in and up. Couple yummy breath cycles here. So you really got to bring the breath, squeeze and lift. Just working where you are today, appreciating your body and all its glory, all its beauty, all its limitations. Be thankful for this body that you have. It's the only one you got. So it's never too late to instill this relationship of kindness and love with your body. When you're ready, we're going to squeeze and lift. One more breath, and then we'll flex the foot and cross it over, creating that figure 4 shape on the other side. Grab your foot. And then left hand is going to come down to just gently guide the top of the thigh bone there, around and down. So I've been practicing yoga for a long time, and the benefits are really wonderful. So I'm able to sit up tall here. But I just want to honor and recognize and let you know if you're finding that you're sweating a little bit here, just sitting up tall, you can, 1, rest in the chair, or use your breath. Inhale, breathe into your belly. And exhale, relax your shoulders to slowly start to build more stability right around this spinal column. So you can sit up tall and have a posture that isn't causing pain. A conscious posture. Take one more breath wherever you are here. Something that's sustainable posture. Cool, then interlace the fingertips. Come back to the squeeze, the big squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then slide, interlace fingertips behind, slide them behind. And when you're ready, extend your extension. Extend the left leg as long as you can. Inhale and exhale, slowly lower down. Beautiful. Hands are going to come back to the tops of the thighs. Resituate, reset with a deep breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. Beautiful. Right hand comes to the outer left thigh. And you're going to bring your left fingertips either to the back of the chair, or maybe you swing it all the way around. You're just going to find a little gentle twist here. You can come up onto the toes if you like for a little more leverage. Breathing deep. Imagine your inhale really traveling down to your belly. So we're not breathing up, but we're breathing down. And then come back to center, take it to the other side, nice and slow. Twist, release, flushing the body. And if you really want the benefits of a twist, use that directional breath, right? Don't breathe up, but breathe, send that breath all the way down. Cool beans. Bring it back to center. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And release. One more time. And release. Awesome work. Drop the chin to the chest. Stay here, breathing deep. Wrap the shoulder blades around the back body. So really firm the shoulder blades behind your heart space. And then inhale, lift the chin parallel to the earth again. And exhale, left ear over left shoulder. Stay here, breathe deep. Great, inhale back up to center. Exhale, right ear over right shoulder. Tag a little weight in the elbows here, my friends. Breathe deep. Awesome, inhale, come back up to center. Here we go. We're gonna slowly bring the feet over towards the right of the chair. And then you're going to bring your right foot, we're going into warrior two, a supported warrior two. You're going to bring your right foot firmly to the ground, front knee over front ankle. And then you're going to use your core strength. So think up, draw the energy up, navel draws in and up to slowly walk. And you can also use your hand on the chair to slowly walk your foot out, turn the left toes in, and then slide back so your hamstring is supported here, Virabhadrasana 2 with the chair. Whoa. And then just stay here, feel it out, really drop your center, turn left toes in. And then you can stay here with hands on the chair, breathing deep. Pull that right hip crease back, so that squeeze move we did here, imagine that. And then hands can stay on the chair, or maybe we send the fingertips out. Really working from the ground up here, lifting the chest. Now, if this is not available to you, then, so if you're here, then breathe deep directional breath. Then you're just going to bring one foot forward, kind of creating a right angle, and then the right foot to the side. So one foot forward, one to the side, and work here. So wherever you are, directional breath, breathing deep, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, inhaling deeply, and exhaling completely. Think about lifting all four sides of the torso here. So the front, the back, and both side bodies, nice and long. Take one more breath, you got this. I know the arms are tired, you got this. And then exhale, bring the hands to your heart. Make your way back to center. Use your feet on the earth to come all the way back. So stay connected to the ground. Great, let's try the other side. Really nice work. So we'll release the hands. We'll walk the feet towards the left. Just check it out. Plant the left foot firmly and then start to walk the right foot back. You can use the chair to guide you. Turn the right toes in, really press into the outer edge of that back foot, and then use the chair to really support the belly of the hamstring here. And then open up through the hips. Lift and lengthen all four sides of the torso. Maybe you keep the hands down, or maybe you send the fingertips out. If you feel good there, stay there. Or maybe you bring the foot back, and this is better for you, creating this 90-degree angle with the tops of the thigh bones and breathing deep. Okay, inhale lots of love in, love your body, love this life, explore space. So reach way beyond the fingertips here. Take energy way out beyond the physical posture. Notice where you might be gripping or holding. Soften. And we'll take one more breath. Breathing really down, down, down into the belly. And then exhaling, hands to heart. Awesome work. Here we go. Use the toes, feet on the ground to come back to center. Take your time, take your time. Wonderful. Then walk your bum just a little bit closer to the edge than we had before. And we'll inhale, sit up nice and tall, release the hands, and then keep this upward current of energy. Think up and over. So actually imagine you were holding a beach ball here at your belly. So you have big ball here, and you're going to go up and over into a forward fold. Nice and slow. When you're ready, the spine starts to round. You can release the fingertips wherever it feels comfortable. And you're going to bring your head towards your knees. Now you might just get this far. You might stay up pretty tall. You might need to make adjustments with where you're sitting on the chair. But you want to get to a place where you can take some solid, delicious, feel good, let go breaths. And as you inhale in here, my friends, feel the skin of the back body stretch. Can you experiment with that? Can you feel the rise and the fall? Let the breath move you. Take one more cycle of breath. Let it be full. And then first bring the hands up to the thighs. Then plant the feet firmly. Really feel the feet pressing into the earth as you tuck the chin and slowly roll it up. And then as you roll it up, feel that flash of energy, the blood flow opposite direction. And if you need to, if that was a big move for you, you can bring the hands to the chair for a little more stability, a little grounding. In case you got a little dizzy or a little head rush. Great, take a deep breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. Again, inhale in through the nose, come on. Exhale, let something go. And one more time, let's sigh it out. Inhale with sound. Wonderful, open your eyes. Take a little moment to just notice how you feel. Tap into a little inner smile, maybe even lift the corners of your mouth slightly. Then we'll bring the hands together at the heart to seal our practice. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me and the rest of the community, everyone practicing with you through this video. Let us know how it went down below. Questions, comments, always welcome. Subscribe to the Yoga with Adriene channel if you haven't already.
Thank you, Adriene. Hey, family. Welcome back. Was that not an amazing 15 minutes of Zen? I'm just saying. I feel pretty good now, family. I feel pretty good. I am so sore. It's not even funny, family. Oh, well, I'm going to post it in a minute, but I'll show you guys now. I met my goals this week. I lifted, today will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Today will be lift 4 of the week. I lift 5 times every week, weightlifting, because I train and compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I'm tired of getting creamed, family. I get creamed a lot. So I've been working on that. So this, I'm going to post this in a second. But this is currently what my legs look like. You can't really see. There's more bruising on this leg. Like you can't, it's kind of light, but you can see it here. And bruising here. And yeah, my whole right thigh is a Dalmatian. And my coach is always like, if your skin looks like a Dalmatian, it was a good roll. We were practicing getting out of closed guard this week, and it involves a lot of knees. And one of my sisters, she has a wicked knee, family. She's very effective at defending herself. When you're trying to get around, trying to get your leg around her waist, she's like, "No, I will use my knee at all costs." That's the result. And we were also practicing chokes this week. And did you know, family, I did not know this, but I found out you can get internal bruising. So I have a sore throat that isn't like a sore throat, I'm not sick. It's because my throat is internally bruised. Poor Neil. Last night, he literally was covering me with Salonpas on my throat and my back. It was a mess. But family, it was a good week. I trained hard, and I needed it. It was really stressful. But let me know if anyone's interested in the Albuquerque area to try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Hook me up. I will hook you up. Let's go to a free class together. Your first class is free. And it's chill. It's super chill, family. And if you want to do it with me, come join me on Team Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm just saying, I'm a little addicted. 7 months, 8 months. Wait, hold on. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Ooh, I'm in 8 months now, family. 8 months. Yay. Pretty excited. Pretty darn excited. So, family, in addition to being a real life Asleta Pueblo superhero, a published author, an Ivy League graduate, doctoral candidate at the University of New Mexico, I am also on a journey from my ancestors to transform this world. And that includes being a spiritual leader, family. So, I am pastor. I'm just going to stick with pastor, family. I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it and indigenize it somehow. Ooh, I should ask my auntie. Note to self later, ask my auntie what an indigenous. No, I'm not gonna go there, family. Shoot. Anyways, it's blurring the lines of our sacred religious spirit, our sacred practices. Family, I'm a public academic. I do not tread where I should not go. Just saying. So I'll look for a compromise. We'll see what happens. But right now, family, I am pastor of Coyotes Lodge, House of Spirituality, Critical Race Theory, and Medical Marijuana. Our services are every other Wednesday, family. I took off this Wednesday to hang out with my family and recharge my batteries. So please join us for service next week. We did have service last week, family. So if you want to check out the YouTube channel at Drea Beta, you can always check out our services then. So, family, this week, our theme for the entire week was about self-care, right? It was about taking care of ourselves because let's be honest, COVID's still affecting all of our lives. There's a housing crisis, a job crisis, inflation is crazy, family. People can't afford rent. They want you to have 3 times income as rent. And so if your rent is $2,000, family, they want you to have $6,000 in income. I'm just saying, if you have $6,000 in income, you probably have a mortgage and you're probably not trying to find an apartment. So when New Mexicans can no longer afford to live in New Mexico, what are we going to do with our communities, right? The police are regularly coming into areas and clearing out the tent cities that erect, right? Because homelessness is a problem. And where do those people go? I honestly, they just moved to a new area, family. Albuquerque has a homeless problem. And what is worrying me is I don't think it's going away. I think that our city is getting better at covering it up because I am not seeing it as evident as I have in the months past. And I do not believe that those homeless numbers have gone down, family. I am wondering where they are. So let's all be more critical about our surroundings, about what we can do in our communities and have a strong voice to create change. Gammy, it's your favorite trickster coyote grandchild. My Gammy family. She has so much fun watching my adventures. Seriously. She gives me so many ideas, and most of the time I'm getting in trouble because it's something she told me to do. So I'm just saying, Gammy. Gammy, it's your favorite trickster coyote grandchild. I know. You've sent me to fight injustice here in this earth, and you're totally way too amused by my tricks. Gammy, this theme this week has been all about the superpower of self-care, and as the weekend is coming up, Gammy, our prayer today is to ask us to recharge our batteries through something adventurous. I think we need adventure, family. What do you think? It is Friday, family, and your challenge for this weekend in the name of self-care is to go on an adventure. Go do something brand new. Go do something you've been thinking about. Maybe something that spontaneously comes up and you go on an adventure with one of your buddies. I'm just saying, family. The love of my life is my best friend, or I call my bestie Kyla, or I call in any one of my brothers and sisters from around the world, and we go off to cause trouble, and it recharges our batteries, our spirits, our minds, because we get to have a little bit of fun. When was the last time you had some fun, family? I'm saying good, honest fun, right? You're not thinking about stress. You're not thinking about work. You're not thinking about the next to do, but you are in that moment and you're filled with that glorious feeling of joy and fun. So, Gammy, our prayer today is for our family to have the opportunity to have the right people, to be in the right place at the right time, and have an adventure so they can have some fun in their lives. Because yes, family, you deserve to have fun. All right, Gammy, You were my first example of a warrior woman. But first and foremost, family, my Gammy always took me on adventures. We'd get in the car, and who knew what was going to happen? We're going to end up with groceries, we're going to have a mall, I was going to end up with something new, or we're going to go to 2 movies in one day. You never knew with my Gammy. I miss you, Gammy. But you're still with us, and you're watching us, and you love us. And for that, we are grateful. Gammy, today our prayer is that all of our family from around the world has that same type of experience. Maybe it's with a grandparent, maybe it's with a parent, maybe it's with their best friend or a total stranger. But whatever it is, Gammy, allow our global family to have some respite in their life, to have an adventure this weekend with some good old-fashioned fun. Because you know that we need that too. Everyone needs to have a little fun in their lives. Papa, I love you, Papa. I miss you. I miss who I was back then. Having a carefree life of a child. Definitely better than adulting, family. But Papa, you always provided a safe space for us all. You always made sure that we were well taken care of and well fed. You listened to our woes and you picked up our scratches and gave band-aids with abundance. Papa, please send us your blessings. May our family this weekend find some adventure with someone they love. Maybe it's a meal, Papa. Maybe it's cooking for someone you love. Or maybe it's just taking a night with some Redbox and movies. Whatever it is, Papa, please send us the opportunity, maybe a little bit of money, and the people we love so we can have some fun and an adventure this weekend. Because let's be honest, Papa, we are run down, but a little bit of fun, I think, goes a long way. I love you, Papa, and Gammy. May you rest in peace. And to my great-great-grandpa, Pablo Beta, true revolutionary and the Sluttle Pueblo statesman, we got 28,000 acres of our land back, family. Papa, institutions are still dehumanizing us, and they're demanding too much for too little pay and too little benefits. Shout out to the UNM grad workers family. I'm a proud union member. And unfortunately, we are still having to battle for humanizing change like wages that are, $14,000 a year for a full-time graduate student is not enough to support a family. I'm very privileged, family, to have an Ivy League senior engineering partner who pays the vast lion's share of the bills that allows me to be a doctoral candidate. But my colleagues and peers are not so lucky. Many of them have children and have to pay health insurance, have to pay housing, have to pay rent, have to pay for their mortgages or their cars. $14,000 to run a university off of the labor of graduate students is horrifying, and we should all be taking a closer look at what's actually happening at the university level. So, Papa, as we fight the institution, because they're sending lawyers, family, there are protests going on very often. The grad union workers are very well organized. They send out messages, they send out emails, family. Please follow them also on social media at UNM grad workers, GRAD workers, and please help support the efforts. So Papa, ancestors, Gammy, and everyone who's loved us, everyone we've adopted in our hearts and those who are related to us by blood, everyone who's gone before us, send us your blessings as we continue to fight to protect all of our communities, to protect all of our families, to make sure they have the same opportunities that we have long past promised our children. We love you. Please send us some help. Family, there's a lot going on. Every time I turn around, it's like there's something new that I have to worry about. I support a lot of people. Excuse me. Sorry, family. And it is very emotionally draining because these aren't people who, listen, right now, I am not working with, well, I'm not going to say not any clients, but the ones this week were personal. They were not cases for consulting. They were family or friends or people very, 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 very near and dear to me. So the hits that I took this week Normally I would be able to distance myself from a little bit, right? Because I'd be like, okay, well, this is a job, or, this is um someone not my immediate family. And I'm able to put up a little bit more of a wall because you have to, family. When you do trauma work, you have to start putting up boundaries. And that's hard for this coyote because I am the most empathetic person in the world. It hurts. It hurts when I can't help. And so this week I feel like I took a personal beating, like professionally, that whole thing I was mad about. And someone was whatever. But the more important thing this week is that it was hard to support the people you love going through a lot and you can't do anything. You know, when the people you love are hurting or they're in circumstances beyond their control and you're just support, it's like, fuck, I want to tear down that building. I want to protect, I want to shake people into awareness. And that's why we do this work, family, is because we are making change, right? Every time you advocate, every time you use your voice, every time you complain when something bad happens to you and you try to make a policy change, that is being a superhero. Because how many people with less power than we have are being dehumanized and hurt all the time? And they don't have the power to speak up. Because I'll be honest, I have educational privilege, I have class privilege, I have lightness privilege, and I got a fiery spirit family. So when a slight happens to me, I will complain and I will try to make that change happen. But a lot of my colleagues don't have that privilege. They complain, they are not taken seriously, they get laughed at, or they get blamed for it. And that is not the society I want to live in, right? And there are divides in our society, and this is a moment in time where everything is changing. Nazism was not long ago. That is still in living memory. The people who went through those wars, those battles, that trauma are still in our midst. And the rise in white supremacist groups that are being watched by our government, not to mention the ones influencing our society, that is staggering and something we're not paying attention to unless you're in a certain field, right? So I'm just saying, family, anything and everything can change in an instant. And right now is a very important time. So please keep your eyes open and make and role model the change we need in this world. I love you. I'm off to go trouble somewhere else.